Good afternoon. This is Chris Brecher with a Simpler Stocks free video for June 10th, 2016. As you see on here, it's about 20 minutes after the close. Getting this out late, I actually jumped on the live chat on the Simpler Stocks premium side just to go over some option ideas. We were looking actually, and we'll see in the next 10 minutes, about H&R Block. We were going over how the stock was acting and the unusual put activity. Like I said in here, we don't just go and we're not trading options, but we'll watch options if that will help us with activity. So that's definitely something we watch in there all the time in here. The other thing is, let's go over the overall market today. And let's go over what we're looking at in here. So when you go in here and go to my futures and main stock, no sorting, and you see you have the ES is down 350, Nasdaq down 475, Russell down 9. Bonds up 24. Another one of those strange days where the bonds never seem to go the same way as the market. Now, I'll show you what I mean by that in a second. Yeah, the transport's down 18. At one time, they were down a lot more. Nikkei down 180, which could make a difference. Advanced decline moderately down, which is another thing I want to go over. We had crude oil down a little, gold up a little, and you had the German market down a point, over 1%. Now, one thing I want to show in here, I don't show all the time, is the volatility. Now, I actually pointed this out last night when I posted charts about this right here, that it was very unusual to see the overall ESs, if I unlink it over here, close near their high yesterday. This is yesterday. Now, I want you to understand that. But watch the ESs yesterday at right at 4 o'clock Eastern, closed near their high, and so did the VX. And not only did the VX close near its high, but it formed a bull flag. So what happens today? VX breaks out of the bull flag. Goes all the way up to almost 16. Now, why is the VX going up? The biggest reason I can see is Brexit. So the whole idea is the possibility of Britain leaving the European Union is a big deal. Now, just so you know, this is what I do all the time. I go to Brexit poll because I think this is going to become a big deal. And what I do is I go to theeconomist.com. I'll put it up here so you can see what I'm talking about. These are little things. Like I said, seems like I'm trading. And I go to this right here, The Economist Brexit poll. And what do you see in here? 43% leave, 42% remain. To me, that's a big deal. And when you see that, that usually means that volatility at the minimum is going to go up because people get nervous about what could happen. That's June 23rd, just so you know, is when that's coming out. These are little things that I teach in the in Simpler Stocks Premium that a lot of people might not know about. So that's a pretty neat thing in there. Just wanted you to realize that I look at that. But that's why the volatility is, even today, when the market rallied near the close, you saw the volatility really stay near its high. It's down a little, the volatility futures, but not that much. Other thing is bonds. And I think bonds are in the same boat. I don't think the bonds want to sell off that much when you had that Brexit coming. As you see, the market had a big old rally. Bonds were still up 24 ticks. Other thing I want you to realize, I go to external sources, whether it's TradingView, whatever you want to use, and I put in something called the DE Dow on Thinkorswim, or you could go to TradingView and go to the DAX, the actual DAX. But what I think is going to be important is this chart right here. Like I said, it doesn't show up that great. Is this going to roll over because of the threat of Brexit? If this gets under here, it's going to become a big deal. Now, let me just show you this on TradingView.com just so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about with the DAX and how I think it's relatively important. Let me put it up here just so you know what I'm talking about. Right here. This is TradingView. And as you see on here, I have the weekly and the daily of the German DAX. Now, the key in there, obviously it's Germany, it's not Britain. But the whole idea in here is if this has another leg down, even though they have QE and they're buying corporate bonds, if this stays in a downtrend down here, that could be really bearish for our market. So I'm definitely going to be watching that like a hawk, just so you know. Now, what I think of the overall market, very tough call in here, because just when it thought like the ESs were going to go to their strike price at 2,100, they had one of those fantastic finishes. Now you put yourself in this boat. Take off the ES, take off the futures in here, and I keep talking about the market wants to key off the Nasdaq. The key in the Nasdaq is, here's the ES is going to marginal new high. Still near resistance, really, when you look at it, if you go back to a longer term perspective. So you go back here and you can see what I mean about this being a resistance zone. Now, the whole idea within that, how is it looking, let's say, on a 78-minute chart? So you can see in here, you now see the writing on the wall. Look what's trying to form. You have another one of these rectangles. Why is that important? The rectangle back here that I identified when I was doing the premium video projected to 2120. Guess what the high was? 2119.75. That's pretty good. Now we have another one. Is this one going to be a top, or is this going to be another measuring on the upside? So if it breaks, that's about 12 points. Guess where that gets you? Exactly to 2100, where all the open interest is. So I'm definitely going to be watching that the next couple of days. In the premium, we're going to talk about the Nasdaq. We're going to talk about the possible bull flag and the implications of that. So just so you know, we still have the $7 for 30-day trial. When you go to this, you get the email alerts. You get the premium videos, which are a lot more in-depth. You get the chat room first thing in the morning. We have a forum where we can post back and forth, and it's a searchable format. We have a meetup where yesterday I was going over the MACD and trend lines, and then that meetup goes into free videos all through here that end up being about an hour a piece. It's a really good deal for something that's included in your subscription. The email alerts include index and futures charts, stock trades, and chart ideas. Usually try to post 6 chart ideas, 6 index charts every day, and then I'll post unusual option activity if I see it. There were some today in Hershey's, yesterday in Kellogg, but it was way after the fact that stocks had already moved. So I'd like to be a little more picky. The ones I've been picking have been working great. So I hope you can take us up on our $7 trial. And like I said, thousands have actually, and our retention rate's one of the highest in the industry. So everybody take care. I'll talk to you tomorrow night.